So the next era that we had to do research on, the first big point was that the NAIA was founded. In 1953, the results of the Krauss-Webster test were published, which stated negative results of the fitness level competitions between the U.S. children and European children. In 1954, Roger Bannister breaks 4-minute mile. It's like Olympic time. 1954, Brown versus Board Education granted equal education opportunities. And in 1956, the President Council of the Youth Fitness was their advisory committee was founded in this year. Also, in 1956, the term strength endurance was coined by C.H. McCoy. In 1957, the AAHPER, which is the American Alliance for Health, Physical Education, Recreational, and Dance Youth Fitness Test, was established. In 1957, Miss Gibson becomes the first African American to win Wimbledon, which is tennis, which is pretty cool. In 1961, the President Kennedy reforms the Council of the Youth Fitness, stated by Eisenhower, and it ultimately becomes the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports. Also, in 1966, there became the Presidential Fitness Award, and the main goal of these awards was to motivate the kids to get active. 1967, Public Law 90-170, it enacted that it ensured the kids with disabilities also received education in their health and PE classes, especially in the motor skills and coordination for physical education. 1968, the Special Olympics began, which the first Olympics were held at the Soldier Field in Chicago in the year of 1968. This organization is geared towards children and adults with intellectual disabilities. So now we're on the last era, which is 1971 to present day. In 1972, Title IX in June was presented to Nixon and signed into law that became known as Title IX. Basically, that the federal law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in any program activity is a federal offense, meaning you can't do it anymore. 1974, on this day, girls alongside boys were allowed to play the sports of Little League or baseball, and then later on, softball was a program that was funded for girls. In 75, the Public Law 94-142 was under the law that showed support for the youth with disabilities, so now they can do recreational sports as well. In 1981, AAHPERD created a physical fitness test. In the month of May in 83, the month became known as May Month, and it was a National Physical Fitness Sports Month. During this month, many high schools highlighted the importance of physical activity in the physical education, and the instructors who are guided and educating our youth for the importance of a healthy lifestyle are many times honored within the school. In 88, Congress expands Medicare by adding prescription drugs, benefits, and catastrophe care coverage, which doesn't last long. Also in 89, it was created the SPARK program. It was based on public health organization that promotes lifelong wellness, so basically creating a life change. It aims to educate kids in the schools at an early age to set a pattern that they will carry into adulthood and will forever remain in the healthy lifestyle in that curriculum. 94, Tonya Harding wins the National Figure Skating Championship title and is stripped of her title following the attack on her rival Nancy Kerrigan. In 94, also, it was the best fitness testing program that was established thus far. In 97, Clinton signs bipartisan legislation creating a state-federal program to provide more physical education in schools. In 2000, the PEP, which is the Physical Education of Progress Act, is approved by Congress. In 2001, No Child Left Behind was established, which means it was aimed to give kids more time at school dedicated to the areas of math and reading. And it was devastating for the world of PE because it means it was less time for physical education and more time for sitting in the classroom and recess and whatnot. In 2003, George W. Bush persuades Congress to add prescription drug coverage to Medicare, which is pretty cool. And it also helped for the program for the elderly. In 2004, Child Nutrition and WIC Reauthorization Act. It was Law 108 to 265 and was written and passed. It required the school districts who were federally funded under the meals programs to begin addressing nutrition and physical activity. This law mandated that any school meals was funded federally to have health and physical education programs within its curriculum, so the school lunches were becoming more healthier. In 2006, response to a multi-state outbreak of E. coli, and it was linked to fresh spinach. In 2010, Healthy People, it sets standards and goals over the 10-year period and is updated every 10 years. So I have 3 more years on that one. 2011, obesity hit an all-time high, and currently 33% of people in our youth are classified as overweight or obese. In 2011, also, Healthy People established the DHHS, and it focused mainly on blood disorders, which is excess bleeding, clotting, and hemoglobin pathologies. Also, the Patient Protection and Affordable Care Act is enacted in 2011. It was one of the requirements that the federally conducted or supported healthcare programs, activity or survey, and collect report to extend practical data and disability status.